In this video, we're going to show you how to onboard your Mahlkönig E64 WS and sync scale in the new Mahlkönig Sync App. So let's begin by downloading the Mahlkönig Sync App in the App Store. The app is available in both the Play Store and the iOS Store. Once the app is downloaded to your smartphone, go ahead and open the app. Sign in with your credentials, or at the bottom of the screen, click Register as New User, and then click Home, as the E64 WS is designed for home use. Next, input the email address that you would like to associate with this Mahlkönig account. Once you have correctly entered your email address, click Create Account. For security, the app will send you a link to your email address. Open your email client and click Confirm Email. If you do not receive the email, double-check your spam folder. Once your email address is confirmed, it will bring you back into the Sync app where you can input your full name. Once confirmed, please choose your password. Once you enter your password and click Continue, your account will be created. Now your account is created, you can go ahead and log in. Allow the app a moment to log in, and then you'll be presented with a screen that says Add your first device. Okay, so let's jump into the menu of the E64 WS. This is the bottom left button. Then select Setup Assistance and Setup Wizard. Select Yes to the password to enable cloud connection, and here the grinder will give you the option to insert a user password. So here you have the choice to set and own a password or choose to leave it blank. For this demonstration, we're just going to choose to leave it blank. To do so, hit the Enter icon twice. In the next window, the grinder will ask you if you want to set a welcome name for your grinder. If you select yes, whichever name you insert here will be displayed every time your grinder is switched on. Use the jog wheel to navigate through the keyboard until you have selected your desired name. For this demonstration, I will select Barista. Next, you will be prompted if you want to configure the connectivity, and then if you want to connect to the cloud so that your grinder can receive automatic updates. This process can be completed manually via the grinder, but we're going to do it via the Sync app. Next, your grinder will prepare the Wi-Fi and display a QR code when ready. Now we can head back to our smartphone and tap Add your first device, and then tap Grinder. This will open the camera on your smartphone ready to scan the QR code on your grinder. Once the QR code is scanned, your smartphone will prompt you to connect to the local network of your E64 WS. Once your grinder and smartphone are successfully connected together, you can now input the credentials of your home Wi-Fi network. Like any smart device, it is important to use a 2.4 GHz network connection. In some cases, you may need to make sure you have enabled a 2.4 GHz connection on your home router. Now you can go ahead and enter your Wi-Fi password. If entered correctly, the grinder will take a moment to connect to your home Wi-Fi network. And if successful, your E64 WS will show up in the devices on your Sync app. Okay, now we can head back to the menu of your E64 WS and select your time zone. Be sure to select the correct time zone for where your grinder is located. This is especially important for using the Grind by Sync cloud services. From here, your E64 will take you through the dial-in assistant. The dial-in assistant will ask you questions about what type of coffee you are using and how you are preparing your espresso. Simply answer the questions of how you would like to make your espresso step by step until you reach the end. Once you have inputted your brew weight, the grinder will then ask you your ideal brew time. Once the weight and time have been selected, the grinder will then make an estimation of the recipe for your grinder by adjusting the grind. Click the jog wheel to proceed, and then you can begin to make your first espresso from the information that you have told the dial-in assistant. Insert your portafilter and let the grinder complete the grind. And remember to only remove the portafilter handle once the screen goes green. Now, while you prepare your espresso, the screen of the E64 will ask you to enter the brew time of how long your espresso took. So be sure to time your espresso to see how long the extraction takes. Once your espresso is completed, head back to the grinder and input how long the espresso took. If you tell the grinder that the espresso ran too fast or too slow, the grinder will make automatic adjustments until you are happy with your espresso. Once you are happy with your espresso, you will be prompted to save a recipe in one of the 3 slots. And finally, if you want to continue using the brew time feature, select Yes, and then Brew Time. If at any point you want to edit the recipe you've just created, hit Menu and then Edit Recipes and select the recipe you just created. Also make sure that the brew time input is toggled within the recipe. In the next part of this video, we will go ahead and set up the sync scale. You can skip this part of the video if you do not own a sync scale. Okay, so every new sync scale out of the box should be ready to set up using the Wi-Fi. When you turn on your scale for the first time, you should see the flashing Wi-Fi icon telling you that the Wi-Fi is on and ready to connect. If for any reason you turn on your sync scale and there is no Wi-Fi icon, let's show you how to enable this in the settings menu. Hold your finger momentarily on the tear icon until the display flashes. Then you can tap your finger to scroll through the menu until you see Setup. To select Setup, hold your finger on the tear button momentarily. The first option displayed will be Enable Wi-Fi. Hold your finger on the tear button to enter the Wi-Fi settings. If your grinder says off, tap the tear icon until it says on, and then hold your finger momentarily to confirm this option. And finally, if your sync scale has a flashing Wi-Fi icon but is not connecting to Wi-Fi, let's go ahead and reset the Wi-Fi. So as before, hold your finger momentarily on the tear button to enter the setup menu. Once you are in the setup menu, tap to navigate until you see Reset Wi-Fi. Hold your finger on the tear icon momentarily and then hold it once more to confirm. This will now reset your Wi-Fi. So head back over to your smartphone and tap Add another device and then tap Scale. Each sync scale has a unique serial number displayed on the back of the scale. This can be entered manually or automatically using the camera of your smartphone. Once entered, your smartphone will now be prompted to join the Wi-Fi network of your scale. Please allow a few moments for your smartphone to connect to your scale. From here, you can go ahead and connect your scale to your local Wi-Fi network, again using the 2.4 GHz network connection. Next, enter your Wi-Fi password, and now your scale will connect to your home Wi-Fi network. Once the scale has connected, it will show up in your device list on your Sync app. And on the display of your scale, you will see a steady Wi-Fi icon. We previously made a video on the sync scale and all of the different brewing modes within the scale. So after this video, head over to our YouTube channel to check out this video. So all that's left to do is sync your devices together. So click Sync Device, and next you're going to enter a family name. Inside this family name is where your synced devices will live. For this example, I'll just use the name Home. Once successfully completed, your sync scale and your E64 WS will be synced together. If you need to check or edit your recipes, hit the menu button, go to Edit Recipes and select the recipe you have just created. When using the sync scale or any other sync-enabled device, be sure that Enable GBS is toggled within the recipe. If enabled, you will see the blue chain icon appear on your home screen under the recipe. Now you can go ahead and use your Mahlkönig E64 WS along with your sync scale with enabled automatic grind size adjustments using the sync system. If you selected to receive automatic updates, your E64 WS may prompt you to update your grinder. This can also be toggled on and off via the setup menu. We hope you enjoyed this setup guide and found it useful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and one of the team will get back to you. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.